Hey friends, welcome back to another flow with me. I'm Aiden. I'll be running you through a full body foundational flow on the reformer. This is great for beginners or anyone that just wants to come back to the basics. We're not going to be using any props today, just you and the reformer. And just a friendly reminder to honor your body and where you're at. If you need to take a break, you take a break. I'll be back when you are ready, okay? We're going to be starting on 3 red springs, so 3 heavy springs, and we're going to take a lie down onto our back to do our spinal warm-up. So lying down onto your back, head on the headrest, okay? Heels can come to the foot bar, hip width apart. Arms can just rest down at your sides or on your belly, whatever feels nice on your body there. And you're just gonna begin to just sway your knees from one side to the other, releasing through your lower half. Maybe you wanna shut down through the eyes, come back into your body, back into your breath, maybe inhaling to the one side and exhaling to the other. We'll do one more each side. Last one. Back through center. You're gonna start to stretch and reach your arms up towards the ceiling above your chest. Rotate your palms in to face one another. Fingertips reach up. We're gonna start to reach and stretch the right arm up towards the ceiling like we're reaching for that top shelf. The shoulder should lift up off the carriage. And then lower that shoulder back down into the scapula setting, so into your carriage. And then we stretch and reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. We're reaching for that top shelf. And then lower it back down. So essentially what you're doing is stretching through the shoulder as you reach. And then lowering it back down, you're feeling it connect back into the carriage and back into the scapula setting. We're going to do one more on each side. Last one. Shoulders are down, but arms stay lifted. You're going to glue your palms together, okay? Lock out your arms. Keeping your hands in front of your heart center, you're going to start to pour weight into your right shoulder. Lift your left shoulder up off the carriage and tick-tock the arms towards the right. And then pour weight across the back into the left shoulder, lifting your right shoulder up off the carriage. You tick-tock your arms to the left. So what you're getting is an upper thoracic rotation. So it's a very small rotation, nothing too crazy, but very beneficial for the body. We're just going to do one more on each side. Last one. Back through center, arms are going to rest down at your sides. So palms facing down, fingertips reaching long. Tuck your chin in towards your chest, find the bony part of the back of the head. You're going to start to pour weight into your right cheek, let the head go off to the right. And then pour weight across the back of the head, let your head go off to the left. So it's not like you're turning your head to look towards the wall. You're just rocking your head back and forth. Working into that cervical spine. Back through center, find lots of length in the back of your neck and space between your chin and your chest for an orange to fit there. You're wide and heavy across your chest and shoulder area. You're gonna think about your low ribs. You wanna think about sliding them down and in like they're collecting together or softening down into towards your spine. You have that natural curvature of your low back and your tailbone is firmly sticking down into the carriage. And then you're just gonna squeeze that space between your 2 hip bones to stabilize your pelvis there. Flexing into your feet, your toes are reaching up towards the ceiling. You're going to inhale to prep, exhale, push heavy through those heels. We drive the carriage out, fully extending through those legs. Good. Inhale, we come back in with control and resistance. Exhale, press heavy through those heels. We slide the carriage out. Good. Inhale, we come back in with control and resistance. So as you're pressing away, I want you to think about driving through the center of your heel. The energy goes through the heel, up the legs, into the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes. You stick that landing at the top. And then as you're coming back in, you're controlling that carriage by digging into your heels, feeling that tension building up within the quads. So it's a good little reminder that we're always in control of the carriage. The carriage should never be in control of us. We're guiding it out and we're guiding it back in. Now let's find our breath and let's find our core alongside our movement here. So we're going to inhale through the nose as we come in to fill up the lungs. Exhale through the mouth like you're breathing out through a straw or fogging up a mirror. as you press out. And as you exhale, I want you to draw your core in from the bottom to the top. So between your two hip bones, pushing down and in and squeezing that space, and then zipping back up and in to your low ribs. So you're not neglecting any part of your core. So again, it's an inhale as you come in, it's an exhale as you press out, and as you exhale, you draw your core in from the bottom to the top there. It's almost like your ribs and your hips feel like they're coming closer together without imprinting your lower back there. Okay, we're gonna go 4 more like this, and then I'm changing up the legs. Good, for 3, nice for 2. Last one, we're gonna hold the extension of the legs. Shift up to the balls of your feet, but not quite your tippy toes. Keeping those heels down, feet are flat, toes are reaching up towards the ceiling. We're gonna inhale, bend those knees, come all the way in. Exhale, press heavy through the pads of your feet. Keep your heels down like you're pushing your whole foot against the floor. Good, inhale as we come in. Exhale as we press out. So you're wanting to feel a crease in the front of the ankle and a stretch in the back of the ankle here. Warming up both sides of the ankle is what we're going to be getting into. Let's go 4 more like this. And then we're going to hold it at the top for 3. Nice for 2. Last one, you're going to hold the extension of your legs. So you're going to come up onto the tippy toes, wrap your toes around the bar, lift those heels up and point. From here, keep those heels lifted, bend your knees, come all the way in. Exhale, press heavy through the middle toe as you slide all the way out. So really emphasis on the middle toe so you can evenly disperse the weight across the ball of your foot. Nice. Keeping those heels lifted, you're now feeling a crease in the back of the ankle and a stretch in the top of the ankle. So warming up both sides of the ankle here. Okay, we're gonna go 4 more like this, then we're gonna hold the extension of our legs. Good, for 3, for 2. Last one, we're gonna hold the extension of our legs. Keep it up on the balls of your feet. You're gonna turn your heels in and turn your toes out to the top corners. So creating a V with your feet here. From here, keeping those heels together, you're gonna bend your knees out wide to the walls, open up through the pelvis and those hips. Exhale, press heavy through the balls of your feet. We zip the backs of the legs together. Good. Inhale, we bend the knees out wide to the walls into our froggy. Exhale, we press away, we zip the backs of the legs together. I want you to really think about closing through the backs of the legs. So if you have to push out a little bit more, you'll be able to close the back of the legs there. Sometimes we feel like we can't get enough, so we stop and then our knees are slightly bent still. If you push out a little bit more with the balls of your feet, you'll get that a length through the leg and that zip up through the back of the legs there. Good, we're gonna go 4 more like this. Nice for 3, and then we're gonna hold it. For 2. Good, and 1, we're gonna hold it at the top. We're gonna come halfway in, hold it. Slide the carriage up an inch, down an inch. Up an inch, down an inch. Dig firmly into the balls of your feet. Draw your core in to help support you through this pulse. You've got 8. For 7, then we're gonna push it all the way out for 6. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Fully extend, press out. Walk the balls of your feet, still on the tippy toes, out to the corners of your bar here. Heels are in, toes are turned out. From there, we bend the knees out wide to the walls, open up into our plie. Exhale, we press heavy through both the balls of your feet as you slide the carriage out. Good, inhale as we come in, keep those heels lifted. Exhale, we press all the way out. I want you to really emphasize on driving equally through both of your feet in this wide stance. Sometimes we have a tendency to lean into one foot more than the other. Usually our dominant leg. Okay, you got 5 more like this, and then we're gonna hold it at the top. For 3. Nice, for 2. And 1, we're gonna hold the extension at the top there, then come in halfway, hold it. Slide the carriage up an inch, down an inch. Dig into the balls of your feet. Don't let that tension go off the carriage there. Draw your core in to help support you through this pulse. So you have 7, good, for 6, for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fully extend those legs. Drop your heels underneath the bar. Feel that stretch in the back of the leg. Good, and then bend your knees, come all the way in. Releasing that tension. We're gonna rock through knees off to one side and then the other. Releasing through your lower half. Come back through center. You're gonna place your heels onto the foot bar, hip width apart. Flexing into your feet. Your arms are resting down at your sides. From here, you're gonna pay attention to your pelvis. We're gonna do some pelvic rocks before we go up into our articulation. So from here, tilting the pelvis forward, arching that lower back, stick the tailbone firmly into the carriage, and then rock your pelvis in towards you, imprint your lower back, scoop out your core. Good, rock away, arch that back, stick the tailbone firmly into the carriage, and then rock your pelvis in towards you, imprint your lower back, pick up your tail. Good, one more time, and then we're actually gonna start to pick up our vertebrae. Good, rock away, arch, rock it back in, scoop, imprint, peel and lift the tail up off the carriage. The lower back, the middle back starts to lift up, the upper back, and we're holding and lifting into our glute bridge. We find a nice alignment at the top, and then we scoop the belly round the back as we melt the spine back down one vertebrae at a time. Last to be the tail. Good, and again, arch the back, stick the tailbone firmly into the carriage, and then rock your pelvis in towards you, imprint your lower back, scoop up the core, start to lift and peel the tail, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. We find that alignment at the top, and then scoop the belly around the back, melt the spine back down one vertebrae at a time. Last to be the tail. So your tail is the driver of your articulation. The tail peels up first before the rest of the vertebrae do. And then the tail lowers down last after every single vertebrae has landed. Then the tail. Good. Now at the top, you want to find that nice alignment that we were talking about. You're thinking about roughly your knee bones lining up with your hip bones, lining up with your low rib bones here. Your low rib bones want to come down and in like they're melting into your spine. You want to draw your core in, spread it wide around to your back, and then tighten up through those glutes while you dig into those heels. So very firm connection at the top there. You got it. Now don't forget about your breath. We inhale as we lower. We exhale as we lift. We're just gonna go 2 more like this, pushing into the back of your arms. They're one of your anchor points. Dig into those heels. They're one of your anchor points. They help you through this movement. The next time that we lift up, we are gonna hold the lift. We're gonna feel that firm connection at the top. We're then gonna hinge from the hips flat back. Lower the bum and the back down together in unison, and then lift back up with control. So lower the bum down with resistance, and then lift back up with control, driving equally through both the heels so we can stay in both of our glutes. Again, in our footwork and in our glute bridges, we do have a tendency to lean into our dominant leg. Dig equally into both your heels. You're going to feel both your glutes light up here. Good. If you dig into your heels and also push your knees forward, stretching out through the quads, you're going to keep that carriage more still and keep that carriage closed. Good. We're going to go 3 more like this. Nice for 2. Last one, we're going to hold a lift of the hips there. We're going to lower the bum down halfway and then lift it back up. We're lowering down halfway and then lifting back up. So resisting that urge to go down all the way. We're opening up the glute. We're feeling that crease in the front of the hip, okay? And then we're lifting it back up. Now, in this position, we do have a tendency to kind of tuck our bum, okay, and imprint our back. I want you to keep that back flat. So feel like there's almost a little bit of an arch in that lower back so you can really expose the glutes here. You have 4 more like this. For 3, nice for 2, and then we're going to combo this movement. Last one, we're going to lift up and hold it. We're going to lower all the way down, tap the bum, lift back up, and then lower the bum halfway down, lift back up. So every other one you're going halfway, every other one you're going all the way here. Take your time with this, you're in no rush. Keep digging into those heels equally. You got it. Find that breath. Let's go 4. Nice for 3. Nice for 2. Last one, we're going to hold at the top. Okay, hold, 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 hold. Close that carriage. Lower the bum down an inch, lift up an inch, little pulses. So dig really firmly into the heels. Draw that core in. You have 8 for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. We peel it all the way back down. Nice job, guys. Do a little sway from one side to the other, releasing through your lower half there. Maybe do a little stretch up to the ceiling with those legs. Find length into the back of the knees. Good. And then we're going to roll ourselves up, or just bring yourself up. We're going to do a quick spring change to 1 red and 1 yellow here. So that would be 1 heavy and 1 light. And then we're going to take a lie down onto our backs once again. Once you take a lie down onto your back, again, head on the headrest. Feet can start onto the foot bar, and then you're just going to do a little wiggle away from your shoulder blocks. So you're not shoved up into your shoulder blocks there. You got some space for your shoulders to move and breathe. We're going to reach behind us and grab a hold of our straps. Okay, I'm going to say long loops for this, but if you want a little bit more of a challenge, go short loops. We're going to stretch and reach our arms up towards the ceiling above our chest. So fingertips reach up, palms face down towards your foot bar. You find tension on your palms with the strap. You're going to float both legs up to tabletop. So knees stack over the hips, shins parallel, and your toes are pointed here. Now, think about closing those low ribs in. Keep that little space underneath your lower back, and you're drawing your core in tight and spreading it wide around to the sides there. We're going to inhale, open the arms out to the side into a T. Exhale, scoop your arms into your side body, like you're giving yourself a big hug. Rotate your palms back down, and then sweep them up through center. So we go out to the side, big circle, sweep them around and down, and then back up through the center. So essentially, your shoulders are just doing big circles to the out, down, up through center. You got it. So inhale as we come up and out. Exhale as we come down and in. You can always have the option to cross your ankles over if that feels a little bit more supportive for you. Let's go 2 more like this. Last one, we're going to push the arms down through center, open your arms out to the side into a T, and then back up and around and back through center. So keeping that scoop in your arms, we're not locking out those joints here. Keep that scoop in the palms. Find your breath. Let's go 4. Nice for 3. For 2. And last one, arms are going to reach up towards the ceiling above your chest here. Fingertips reach up, palms face down. We're going to press the arms straight down towards the carriage. Have your arms 1 inch off the carriage, squeeze into that back. Inhale, we rise back up with control. Exhale, we sweep our arms down towards the carriage, pushing through our chest, shoulders, armpits. Inhale, we rise back up with control and resistance. You got it. So again, keeping that carriage under control with our body. Okay, we're not letting the carriage control us. My biggest tip when you're in like supine on your back doing your arms here is to just slow it down. Do one thing at a time, because when the layers start to add on, we sometimes get a little chaotic. So take your time with this. Okay, we're about to come up into our chest lift with our arms. Okay, so the next time the arms push down, you're going to push out of your back ribs, imprint your lower back, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up, gaze to your thighs. Good. Inhale, lower the head back down, the arms reach back up to the ceiling. Exhale, push your arms down, push out of your back ribs, imprint your lower back, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up, gaze to your thighs, and then inhale, lower back down from there. Good. When you're coming up into your scoop, you're shining your heart towards your hips and really pulling your abdominals tight within the spine. They have nowhere else to go but down and inward. And then I want you to think about spreading the core out wide to the side. So down in, spread it out wide to the side here. Good. You can always keep your head down for this as well. Honor your body and where you're at today. We're going to start to add it in a single leg extension. So the next time we come up into our scoop, we're going to hold it, extend and reach one leg out over the foot bar to maybe a 45 or directly over that foot bar. Tuck the knee back in and then lower everything back down. Okay, so exhale, we lift up and stretch that leg out over the foot bar. Tuck the knee back in and then lower it back down. Okay, now that you've started to extend your leg out over the foot bar, okay, you're thinking about your lower abdominals. So thinking about between your two hip bones, pushing down and in and squeezing that space as the leg reaches out over the bar. Okay, you're gonna go 2 more like this, and I'm gonna challenge you to go double legs. Take your time. Good. The next time that we come up, can you try double legs? Stretch and reach both legs out, tuck the knees back in, and then lower back down. When you're now going into double legs, think about a 45-degree angle to start off with, okay? When you start at a 45-degree angle, you can kind of tell from there how you're doing that day. Maybe you want a little bit more support, you reach your legs a little higher, okay? It will support the back. If you want more of a challenge, you reach those legs a little lower, but your spine stays the same the whole time. We're not changing that spine. So if the spine starts to change, okay, we lessen our range. Let's go 4 more like this. For 3. For 2. Last one, we're gonna hold the lift, extend the legs. We're gonna start to do little swimmers up and down. Little tiny swimmers, so up and down. Switch, 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 switch. Yeah, you got it. Let's go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We come all the way in. Nice job, guys. Bring your heels back to the foot bar. Hook up those straps. Maybe you just want to take a reach out towards the side into a T with your arms and just do a quick little sway from one side to the other, releasing through your lower half there. Good. We're going to bring ourselves up from here. So you can hook yourself up or just push yourself up and turn to the left of our carriage here. Okay, from here, you are going to take it down to 1 red spring, okay? We're going to be going into lying side glutes from here. I am going to bring you up onto the forearm, but if there's any reason that you want to be on your head, like completely onto your side, you can always bring a ball underneath the head or a block or a pillow, whatever you can find to bring it underneath your head. But I'm going to challenge you to come up onto your forearm if we can. So from here, you're gonna bring your left forearm down onto the carriage there, okay? Your elbow is at the back shoulder block, your hand is at the top shoulder block. You're gonna scooch your left hip to the back left corner there, or back corner, and then bend your knees in front of your hips there. And then your shins are parallel with the edge of that carriage. Okay, it's like you're sitting on a chair essentially. Okay, we're gonna take that strap that's in front of us here, and we're gonna pull that strap over our right foot and then over the back of the thigh here, so onto that hamstring. Okay, so it's not on the foot anymore, the foot has thread through and the strap is on the back of the thigh. From there, you can close those legs. Now, from here, I'm gonna get you to push out of your forearm, lift up through your side body, like you're lifting away from the carriage there. Head is reaching long towards that wall, okay? Flexing into your feet, we're gonna inhale to prep, exhale, lift the top leg straight up towards the ceiling. Knee and ankle are coming up together. Inhale, we lower the leg back down. Good, exhale, we lift up. Inhale, we lower back down. So the carriage should barely move here. It shouldn't even really move at all. We're keeping so much tension on the back of the leg, back of the thigh here, that we're controlling the carriage, keeping that tension built up in those legs there. Another thing I want you to think about, okay, is you're coming up about 3/4 of the way up max. We're not going up any higher. Okay, we don't want to overextend. We want to keep our hips stacked on top of each other and really feel that crease in the side of your glute there, alongside the crease of your oblique. Okay, so like that rib to hip connection, you're getting oblique inside of your glute every single time you lift. Okay, but if your shoulder is feeling a little bit rough here, Okay, and you feel like you can't support yourself, that's when you're going to take it down onto your complete side. Okay, bring a pillow underneath your head, a ball, or a block, and then you can kind of just tuck that arm underneath the shoulder block there. Okay, you got 3 more like this. Push into that bottom leg, push out of your forearm, stay lifted. For 2. Good, and 1. We lift and we hold about halfway, like in line with your hip height. We're going to start to do little circles round and round through our knee, but the movement is stemming from the hip, not just your knee going round and round here. Okay, so you're pulling the carriage, release the carriage. Pull the carriage, release the carriage. Maybe the size of your circle is a toonie, maybe it's a side plate, maybe it's a dinner plate, whatever feels a bit better for you and your body here. Let's go 4 more like this. Stay lifted for 3. Nice, for 2. And 1. Other direction, little circles. You got it. Stay lifted up through that side body. Reach the crown of the head long towards the wall. Let's go 4. Good, for 3, and then we're going to hold it. For 2. You got it. Last one, hold it to that table. Good. From there, kick and stretch that heel to the top corner of your bar. Good. Inhale, bend your knee, come back in. Exhale, kick and stretch that heel to the corner of your bar. Inhale, we come back in. So driving through that heel up the leg into that glute there. Good. Inhale, we come back in. You got it. Find your breath. Let's go 4. For 3. Nice, for 2. Last one, we're going to hold the extension of the leg, point your toes. We're going to sweep that leg in front of you like you're kicking a soccer ball, and then sweep it all the way underneath your hip there. Inhale, we sweep it forward. Exhale, we sweep it underneath our glute. Okay, if you're having any sciatica like stuff, maybe lessen your range or go back to the bend and extend. This one's a little bit irritating for the sciatica. Okay, if we have sciatica issues here. Let's go 4 more like this. Good, for 3. Nice, for 2. Last one, you're going to sweep it to the corner of your bar, hold, flex your foot. Little pulses up and down. Okay, digging into that heel, stretching out through that leg. The ankle bone is reaching up towards the ceiling. You got 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Tap it out. Give it a little, get a little good job booty. Take that strap off. Okay, you can hook it up and then bring yourself up into a seated position. Take that second to just roll your shoulders out there. Roll that head out, release that tension that we just built up. Okay, we're staying on one red spring and we're gonna turn to face the back of our carriage here. We're gonna extend our legs through the shoulder blocks. Heels are hanging off the headrest. Okay, have the option to cross one leg over the other if that feels a little bit better for you. And then we're gonna reach and grab a hold of our straps. I'm gonna bring you into the long loops, but at any point you wanna challenge yourself to go short loops, you go for it, okay? So from here, we're gonna sit up tall through our sit bones here. We're gonna reach and stretch our arms down and forward. Palms flip towards the back, fingertips reach long. Sitting up tall, we're gonna roll the shoulders back and down our back, lock out into your lats and pull your ribs and your core in. We're gonna inhale to prep, exhale, sweep your arms past your hips towards the back, pushing into the back of the arm, squeezing into the back of the armpit crease. And then inhale, guide the arms back forward with control and resistance. Exhale, we sweep our arms past our hips towards the back, pushing into the back of the arm, squeezing into the back of the armpit crease. Inhale, we glide the arms back in with control and resistance here. Keeping that collarbone open, shoulders rolled back. We're keeping that nice posture here. You have 5 more like this. Good, for 4. For 3. Nice, for 2. Last one. Arms reach forward in front of you, okay? From here, we're gonna flip the palms up, elbows turned down towards the floor. We're gonna tuck in our tail, roll off our sit bones, scoop the belly, round the back to about like halfway, a quarter of the way back. Keep your core intact. We're going to go into our high bicep curl. So bending through the elbows, curling the forearms through towards the shoulders, and then extend the arms back through. Your elbow stays exactly where it is. It stays stable, like it's resting on a countertop there, and you're bending and extending through that elbow. As you curl the arm through, I want you to really feel the crease of the elbow there. Okay, it's gonna get you into your bicep a whole lot more. Like I said, you are more than welcome to bring it to the shorter loops for a little bit more tension. So honor your body and where you're at today. You have 4 more like this. For 3. Nice for 2. Last one. Arms reach forward. Sit up tall, lengthen the arms back down and forward to the floor. Flip your palms towards the back. We sweep our arms past our hips towards the back. And then inhale, come back forward. So we're going back into our chest expansion. Collarbone is staying open, shoulders roll back. And we're feeling that crease in the back of the armpit here. Let's go 5 more like this. For 4. For 3. Nice for 2. And last one. Now arms are gonna reach forward again, but palms are gonna stay face down. Okay, we're gonna tuck in our tail, roll off our sit bones, scoop our belly, round our back to about 1/4 of the way back. We're gonna hold it here. We're gonna go into our wide row here, our high row. We're gonna bend the elbows out wide, keep our hands in line with our elbows, feeling like 2 right angles with those arms, and then reach and stretch the arms back forward. Good, pull and bend those elbows, squeeze and pinch the shoulder blades together. Inhale, we stretch the arms back forward. You got it. Okay, again, if you wanna go to the shorter loops, you go for it. Okay, we can handle a lot more weight in our rows. Keep your heart shining towards your hips. Keep that core plugged in. Find your breath. We have 4. And then we're gonna go into a single arm row for 3. Nice for 2. Last one, arms reach forward in front of you. Hold it. You're gonna drive your right elbow to the back, look at it and rotate, and then back through center, punch it forward. We're gonna bend the left elbow to the back, look at it and rotate, back and stretch it forward. So you're going into your bow and arrow here. One arm pulls back as one punches forward here, getting a stretch within the core, stretch within the spine. Okay, you're isolating that shoulder. So every single time that elbow drives back, keeping your hand in line with that shoulder, in line with that elbow, you're squeezing into the shoulder blade. Stay on that roll back, but if it doesn't feel comfortable for you, come back to a seated position. You have 4. Nice, for 3. For 2. Last one, back through center. We're gonna stay on our roll back here. We're gonna bring the knuckles together, elbows bend out wide. You're gonna pull the knuckles towards your chest, keeping the knuckles together, and then reach the knuckles forward, keeping the knuckles together. So it's kind of like a bicep curl, okay? But your knuckles are staying together and you're kind of working the top of the elbow there. It feels a little bit different and it actually is slightly weird. Okay, let's go 4 more like this. Keep your scoop for 3. Nice for 2. And 1. Pull the knuckles in towards your chest. From here, we're gonna tuck our tail even more, scoop our belly, round our back to wherever we feel comfortable going, and then scoop your belly, round your back, push through your sit bones, and restack your vertebrae. And we're gonna roll back again. So we're gonna tuck in our tail, roll off our sit bones, scoop your belly, round your back. Keep those legs heavy. Scoop your belly, round your back, push through your sit bones, and restack those vertebrae there. You got it. Keep those knuckles together. You can always go to the long straps or the short straps, whatever feels a little bit better for you. Okay, when you're rolling back, you're shining your heart towards your hips and really pulling your abdominals tight within the spine. And then I want you to think about your lower abdominals here. So between your 2 hip bones, pushing down and in and squeezing that space, and then zipping back up and in to those low ribs there. Let's go 3 more like this, and then we're really gonna bring that core in because we're gonna start to roll forward. Okay, so the next time that you come up, okay, you're gonna start to dive forward, scoop that belly even more. Keep the hands into your chest. Good. Just keep the hands into your chest, scoop the belly around the back, roll back to wherever you feel comfortable going. Scoop the belly around the back, keep diving forward here. You got it. You're gonna kind of feel like a crunch happening with your core when you roll forward here. So we're not releasing through that core when we dive forward. We're bringing that core up even more. You have 4 more like this. Keep those knuckles together. For 3. Nice. For 2. Last one, we're gonna hold it down halfway. Just hold it. Just hold it. Just hold it. Let's go 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. And 1. You stretch the arms forward, dive forward over your legs. Take a release here. Let the straps kind of pull you if they have that tension. Take an inhale. Exhale, let it go. Awesome. You're gonna hook up your straps there. Maybe you just want to do a quick little roll out with your shoulders, maybe roll out with your head. That was a lot of holding with our upper body there. You're gonna turn towards the left this time. We're gonna go into our second side, okay? So from here, okay, you're gonna bring your right forearm down onto the carriage above those shoulder blocks. Elbows at the back shoulder block, hand is at the top shoulder block there. Okay, from here, you're gonna scooch your right hip to the back corner and then bend your knees in front of you. So your knees are in front of your hips, shins are parallel with the edge of that carriage. Okay, we're gonna grab a hold of our strap that's in front of us here, and we're gonna take that long loop over the leg. Okay, so we're gonna hook the foot through the loop, bring the strap up on the back of the thigh here, and then rest the leg back down. Let's find our positioning here. So we're pushing out of our forearm here, okay, lifting up through our obliques. We're not slouching, we're finding a long spine. Okay, shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked, knees are stacked here. We're gonna flex into our feet. We're gonna inhale to prep, exhale, lift the top leg up to the ceiling there. Keep that tension on the back of the leg. Then inhale, lower the leg back down. Exhale, we lift the top leg up. Inhale, we lower it back down. Good. Challenge yourself to not move that carriage at all. It's a lot harder than you think. Good. Now we're only lifting about 3/4 the way up. We want to feel that crease in the side of the glute alongside the cinch of the left side of our oblique as well. So from the side of the glute up into the oblique is what we want to feel. I want you to also think about pushing into your bottom leg, okay? Your bottom leg is not moving, but she's working, okay? And this side's gonna feel a little bit more spicier because you've already slightly worked this leg, but just not moved it, okay? It's called stabilizers. You have 4 more like this. Stay lifted. Keep the crown of the head reaching towards that wall. Good. For 2. The next time you lift up, come about halfway up in line with your hips. Start to draw those circles in one direction. Maybe the circles of the size of a toonie, maybe the size of a side plate, a dinner plate, whatever feels best in your body. As long as you're feeling it from your hip, the movement is coming from the hip. You're pulling the strap, releasing the strap as the knee goes round and round. It's kind of like you're feeling the ball and socket roll around in your hip there. Good. Okay, you have 4 more like this, and then we're gonna go the other direction for 3, for 2, and 1. Other direction, little circles. Whoo, the other direction is always killer. Stay lifted, stay engaged. Find lots of space within the spine here. Open up through your shoulder, try not to concave through that chest. Let's go 4, for 3, and then we're gonna find that tabletop for 2, and 1. Find your tabletop. You're gonna kick your heel to the top corner of the bar and then bend your knee back in. Exhale, kick that heel to the corner of the bar and then bend your knee, come back in. You got it. So you're driving through your heel. The energy goes through the heel, up the leg, into the hamstring and glute, and then we come back in. Okay? So really stamping that glute every single time you press that leg long. You got it. Let's go 5 more like this. For 4, find that breath. For 3, and then we're going to hold the extension. For 2, last one, hold the extension of your leg, point through your toes. We're going to sweep that leg in front of you like you're kicking a soccer ball, and then sweep it back underneath your glute all the way. Sweep that leg in front of you, sweep it back underneath. You got it. Keep your leg in line with your hip there. Try not to sweep it down to the floor. If the leg wants to go down to the floor, lessen your range, okay? There's no need to go all the way in front of your hip. Let's go 4. Good. For 3, and then we're going to find the corner of the bar. For 2, last one, find the corner of the bar and hold it, okay? You're going to flex your foot, little pulses up towards the ceiling there. Woo! Driving into that heel while pushing the ankle bone up towards the ceiling. Let's go 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Pull it in. Tap it out. Say, good job, booty. Woo! Okay, take that strap off and bring yourself all the way up. Okay, from here, you're gonna sit down onto your bum with your feet on the floor. Roll your shoulders back and down your back there. Okay, maybe release that head. That might feel nice too. And then from here, you are gonna cross your one ankle over your one knee. We'll do both sides, so it doesn't matter where you start. Good, maybe you wanna hinge forward. Find a bigger stretch. That might be enough to sit up tall. This one can be a little bit tight. We take an inhale. Exhale, let it go. Good. We're gonna go the other side. So cross the opposite ankle over. Good. Maybe you wanna lean forward. Oh my goodness, this one's so much sore. This is the one I just did. Take an inhale. Exhale, let it go. Great. Okay, we're gonna be lying down onto our backs. We're gonna go 1 red, 1 blue. So 1 heavy, 1 medium here. And then we're gonna lie down onto our backs there. We're just gonna do some quick inner thighs, okay, to turn off the outer thighs here. So once we lie down onto our back, head on the headrest, if you can just start onto the foot bar, you can reach behind you and grab a hold of both of your straps. Push off of your foot bar, hook one strap on the one foot and then one strap on the other, so the middle of the arches there. Okay, and then you're gonna push the legs out to a 45-degree angle, okay? If you're shoved up into your shoulder blocks, just take that second to wiggle away from them, okay? Ribs are drawn in. You have that little space under your lower back, that natural curvature, and your tail's firmly sticking down into the carriage there. We're gonna inhale, sweep the legs up above your hips, no further than your hips. Exhale, we sweep it back out to a 45-degree angle. Good, inhale, we sweep it up. Exhale, we sweep it back down. Good, maybe you wanna shut down through the eyes and come back into your body, back into your breath. We're still working, so we're still thinking about engaging through our core and engaging through the legs here, but it feels nice to shut down the eyes, so go for it if you'd like. Let's go 4 more like this, and then we're gonna find a 45 and head into our froggy. For 3. Nice, for 2. Last one, we're gonna find that 45-degree angle. We're gonna keep our heels together, turn our toes to the top corners there. From there, we're gonna bend our knees out wide to the walls, pull our heels into pelvis, keeping those heels together. Exhale, we kick and stretch those legs out, zip up to the midline of our body. So we inhale, we bend our knees out wide to the walls, heels come in. Exhale, we push out, we zip up to the midline of our body. So we're thinking about zipping up through the backs of the legs and our inner thighs. Inhale, we come back in. Let's go 4 more like this. Nice, for 3. For 2. Last one, we're gonna hold the extension of our legs there, keeping that V. We're then gonna draw V's with our feet. So we're gonna separate our feet, go up and out to the top corners, and then down and in. Good, up and out, down and in. You got it. Those V's can be small, those V's can be big, whatever feels best for you and your body here. We're just turning off those outer thighs and turning into the inner thighs here. It switches off the outside of our glute. We hold so much more tension on the outside of our thigh. So this is really good to just switch them off. Let's go 4 more like this. Good for 3, for 2, and last one. Once our feet come back together, we're gonna bend the knees out wide, bring the soles of the feet together, come into our butterfly. You can hold onto your straps or to your knees or your ankles, whatever feels best for you in your body. Maybe you wanna kind of drop the heels down towards the carriage, really opening up through the hips. Maybe this time to shut down through the eyes and come back into your body and back into your breath. Second inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Take another inhale through the nose. Exhale, extend and reach the right leg out. Take an inhale. Exhale, let it go. Bring that heel back in. Inhale. Exhale, extend and reach the left leg out. Good, take an inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Bring it back in. Reach and stretch both your legs up to the ceiling this time. Maybe this time you let your head go up, back, Extend and reach both your legs up towards the ceiling. Let those legs go past your hips this time. Feel that big stretch in the back of the leg. Maybe you want to pull down onto your ropes and flex your feet, driving those heels up. Feeling that big extension through the back of the leg. Let's take a nice inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Good, another inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Let's bend those knees, come all the way in. Take those straps off of your feet. Reconnect your feet back to the foot bar. Slide the carriage home and then hook up your straps. From there, you're gonna reach your arms out to the side into a T with your palms facing up. Your arms are just dangling there. And you're just gonna sway your knees from one side to the other, releasing through your lower half. Maybe it feels nice to just sway your head from the opposite side of your knees there, just getting a full spinal twist. Let's take one final deep breath into the nose. And then big sigh out, let it go. Really honoring your body in this very moment for showing up and moving your body today. What a blessing. Guys, give yourself a good little clap. You well deserve that. Okay, when you're ready, take your time. Let's bring yourself all the way up. Thank you so much for joining me today in this flow. I had so much fun with you. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.